Tonight, we join Iris as she awaits in her office, tapping her nail on the table and periodically glancing at Olivia, who waits leaning against the wall. It doesn't take long until she gets a checkup on the radio. Ma'am, they're here.
Yes. Let them in.
A few moments after, you hear a knock at the door.
I just wave the door open.
As the door swings open, Gabriel, Abel, and Jasper stand on the other side.
Come in. And as soon as
Gabriel
they're
doesn't
in,
hesitate.
I just wave the door close. Right then. Updates. Do you got things to report?
I do.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
I kind of give a small incline to Jasper and turn my eyes to Iris. The Camarilla are up to something in downtown. I've noticed an increase in border security there. Very few that go of the younger generation of Sabbat come back, basically. And Persephone has noted something going on at the center of their territory.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that thing about the new Sabbat?
That when they choose to go raiding, they don't return.
I see. How many on our end?
I give you a rough estimate.
What would it be, Miguel?
The numbers are not huge, but they're far more than usual. Skirmishes happen almost on a nightly basis, and usually you'd expect about a 50-50 amount of successes versus amount of losses.
And what's it like 20% return now?
It's more like about 1 in every 20 returns.
Oh shit.
Okay,
yeah.
Iris looks back to Olivia and says, "Can you ensure that none of us young shovelheads go knocking right now?"
I'll put the
And
word
there's
out.
been a pulse of energy that Persephone noted.
Good. I know. Olivia, just ensure that all the pack priests and Duktai know currently to stay away until we know what's up. Frame it in a way that they don't ask too many questions.
I would like to eliminate on this ordeal.
Very well.
From my sources that I have been doing some looking around, it appeared that the Camarilla was attacked. And that is why their defenses are so up.
Camarilla was attacked
And it
by
must have been someone, I don't know, but it must have been someone very powerful to have moved them so much.
I'm going to send a quick text to. Hey, I'm going to send a quick text to Marcus since I know he has like businesses in downtown to basically fill me in on what's like his perspective. And also, I'm going to send a text quickly to our Banu Hakim friend.
Mm-hmm. What
and
does
find
each
out
text
how
say?
his Marcus's text says there's been movement in downtown. What is your perspective on this? And as for the Banu Hakim, the question is, have you returned the unruly child? Have you returned the unruly package? And whether there's been any, how to say, because I did give him that task a while ago. If so, I have a very risky, low return to player mission for you.
Marcus does not respond immediately, but when texting the Banu Hakim, you simply get a response with an emoji of, two eyes looking.
Also, I would like to add that the Camarilla might have somehow have control of reefs in the Shadowlands in their area. Unsure still, but there
Well,
are
we know
reefs
that
doing
they
weird
have.
things.
Well, we know that Rourke is very much deep in that whole shit show there. That's one. Number two, we know that they have Giovanni. At least they used to have a while ago, and
Yeah, but controlling a reef is one thing, controlling a specter is another. And
well, then we should
their eyes,
be.
their eyes are total pitch blackness, which is disturbing to say
That
the least.
sounds like something related to Zital Mahara. Well, at first glance.
It could be
Yes,
related to what Persephone felt.
and they seem to
What
be searching for something.
I see.
Something or someone, to say the least.
Well, then it would be good for us to find out what exactly are they looking for.
Iris,
Well,
your phone buzzes with Marcus's response.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do I get?
you basically get an address somewhere near the downtown border, followed by the text.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, some of my boys went missing here. When I went to check it out myself, I think it's something you might want to see.
Okay. Well, my ghoul just delivered me an address.
Should we all go?
Definitely. Now, anything else to report? Nothing? Well then,
Nothing more than the
we
odd
should.
activity.
Well then, gear up. And Iris basically, let's gear up. And Iris just starts exiting her office. She turns to Olivia and says, can you handle the local news distribution while we handle this?
Already on it.
All right, then. I'll send also a quick update text to Zabana Hakim that I'll let I have something came up, and that I'll text him as soon as I'm free so that we can meet up.
All right. Would you like to meet up?
Unless
with
he's
him?
wait. Unless he's already somewhere near.
Well, you don't really get a location.
Yeah.
But it is entirely up to you if you summon him before or after checking this location out.
I mean, before would be useful, so that it's out of the way.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what location would you like to arrange this meeting point at?
Office as usual.
Oh, okay.
Office
So you
as
just summon
usual.
him to the office. It doesn't
Yeah.
take very long for him to show up. Eventually you're knocking at the window. I assume you open.
Yep.
Yep.
Wave my
And
hand. Let him in.
he hops inside. Notably, he shows signs of pretty intense damage. Like he's been burnt. You see that part of his face has been essentially blown off. It's in the process of healing, but he sustained some pretty heavy damage recently from something.
What did you find to blow off your face like that? Was it the unruly delivery?
Unpleasant neighbors.
Unpleasant neighbors? Of what type?
Well, I have been scouting the Owl's Eye headquarters.
I see. Well, then it's rather expected result.
I was thoroughly surprised at some of the gear they have gotten their hands on.
Some of the gear is borderline magical.
A good way to put it.
An apt way to put it. Or rather, correct way to put it. Well, have you heard of the Camarilla attack?
They have been...
There was one.
They have been on high alert as of late, but I've
Apparently,
avoided the
they
area so far.
Apparently, they have suffered an attack, and there's also an interesting wraith and specter activity within the area. Wraiths controlled by something that turns their eyes pitch black, searching for something or someone.
Well, I'm no
I've been
necromancer.
Well, what I'm more interested in, which is something, isn't something I can really go up and knock on their door, nor even go and steal some of their neonates and knock their senses out and get the info out, unless they decide to come to my domain, is I want to know what exactly happened. So, and needless to say, I don't think any of their kind is going to be really willing to say who exactly put them on their back and humiliated them. So this task would be to go and harass the information about the attack that the Camarilla suffered. Who was attacked? What was taken? Who was taken? I expect there to be quite a bit of combat, and that the whole face being unmemorable could come really useful.
Combat isn't really my forte, but I am quite proficient at harassment.
Well, fine. Exactly. You're also quite proficient at running away and making somebody not remember your face.
Speaking from experience.
So I'm more than certain that there's nobody in the Camarilla as good at finding someone like you as I am good at it. Our bloodline does not allow such power to fall into authoritarian regimes.
Well, to submit is to die.
Either way, Oh, and also, by the way, I'm not exactly sure that the owl's eye wouldn't have some way of counteracting your shenanigans. So keep an eye out, and giving you straight up a heads warning, within the Camarilla domain, there are two individuals, Ruark and Kian. Kian is the facto leader of Owl's Eye.
I am aware of this.
He's good. Officially, he's supposedly on infiltration mission for the Sabbat. That's on paper. Unofficially, he runs Owl's Eye, and he's a certified asshole. So you will have to, the risk here lies that technically you've been poking around the Owl's Eye, and more of the time those vampires hang about Camarilla, so you'll have to watch your back.
Well, this is something I do very often, so I think we're on the same page.
Well, what can I say? Let the odds be in your favor.
Should I stay to hear more orders, or...?
No. Just find this out. What I'm just saying, I want to know what exactly hit them that makes them all warmongery. So clearly it has hit them very painfully. So that's what I want to know. What I'm just saying is that this is probably a compound risk rate given your previous snooping around Owl's Eye. So, but I'm sure this will bring you a lot of joy.
Well, it will be fun regardless. If I may be excused.
Very well then. Of course. By the way, did the package arrive safely back?
Yes, ish. Complications arise, but
Ish.
nothing too bad. It was handled.
Anything I need to be concerned about?
Don't believe so.
Well, I suppose we'll wait and see. Either way, I must be off on some of my risky endeavors.
Having
Off you
fun
go.
yourself, then.
If it was less bureaucracy and less apocalypse, I would be having more fun.
Well, enjoy stretching your legs. Ta-ta. And he essentially...
Iris just, like that meme of that guy standing in a game with his hands on his waist,
Yeah.
looking very unimpressed. That's Iris.
Yeah, he doesn't really react to that as much as he basically just gives you this sort of sarcastic smile, sits on the windowsill, and just lets himself fall out of the building.
The window promptly smacked shut behind him. Actually, the window smacked shut to push him off. All right then. Well, this is done. Let's get going. If we want to ensure that whatever's there is still there. And Iris
Let's
will
go then.
basically lead people down into a basement where there's like a small arsenal of things she can take in her car and in the trunk. You know, like some weapons. I kind of find it ironic that if dealing with vampires, Iris really likes human technology, but if dealing with humans, Iris really likes to use coldivism.
Because nothing says the
like
silence
human
of the blood
technology?
like blowing someone up with a volcano.
No. I'm sorry. Last time I was just blowing up some engines.
All right, so
Bad manufacturing.
takes
Shouldn't have
what?
switched to China. I'm sorry.
who takes what, and what vehicle are you taking?
Well, Iris will use her vehicle
Mhm.
because those are kind of like the upper scale with, armor and shit. Money can buy you a lot of things, and she'd probably have one of those more like smaller guns, the ones that, don't do damage on impact, but then explode what's inside the vampire.
Do you mean the tracer rounds?
Those special tracer rounds from that subsidiary that broke away from Alzai.
Mm-hmm.
The one she really liked.
Remember, those can only be fired from the specific gun they were designed for.
I know. I am aware. That's why I'm taking those rounds and those guns.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have one, if I recall correctly.
I have more now. Remember, Marcus used to
He's yet to
peddle
deliver
those
a shipment.
for a while. No, that was now, but he's peddled them, and I stopped him selling to Camarilla and the Anarchs.
Yes, he stopped selling to them, but he never really restocked.
But he whatever he had then, I took it then from him. Like, whatever he had
Okay,
on hand.
roll a 1d10.
I was hoping just for like a little light armor, like a flak
You got,
jacket or something.
So, to answer queries one by one, Iris, you have one more of those guns, so you have 2 total, and some extra of that ammo. So, got about 3-4 mags for each one. Gabriel, Iris would probably have some protective gear on hand. How heavy are you going on protection?
Well, I don't want to go too heavy because I am a melee fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to be able to move. So light.
All right. Well, you get a pretty compact little vest. It's not going to stop anything super high caliber, but it should provide protection against small arms. So while you have it equipped,
or getting staked,
potentially, it'll make it harder for you to get staked. So you can, while you have this equipped, you can add 1 extra dot to stamina. Or soak roll specifically.
And do I have a negative to my dexterity?
Not with this one, because it just gives you 1 dot.
Fantastic. And I was also hoping there would just be some, like, brass knuckles to make it hurt more.
I mean, Iris is enough of a thug to some people to have some of those on hand.
Okay. So yeah, that's my gear. I'm going light.
Alright.
I'm
Jasper,
actually I'll grab like one steak and I'm gonna toss it to somebody else when I think it's appropriate to use.
Jasper and Abel, are you taking anything?
Well, Jasper is not one to wear anything, and he doesn't use guns, so yeah.
Alright. Abel? Oh, are we having technical difficulties? Oh, we might.
Though it seems.
Okay, Abel, we'll fix your audio. But in the meantime, send me a message in your chat about what type of stuff you take, if any. All right. So, are you all getting in one vehicle? Are you taking multiple?
How many of us are there?
There would be
And
Four?
Jasper,
4 of you, yeah, totally. Unless you're taking any backup.
Well,
Jasper
if
is
we're
going to
four,
track down my pirate.
I think we should split up into 2 vehicles.
very well. You can do that.
Jack, would you like to ride it with me?
Jack? You mean Jasper?
Yes, it would be Jasper. Be
Oh,
kinda
I mean
weird.
Jasper then, yeah. My brain is meh. Okay, Jasper, let you shall ride with me. I'll drive.
Fine.
It's a good thing that Jasper doesn't know about the vehicular manslaughter I did a few sessions ago.
I mean, have you gotten your car repaired in the meantime?
Jack helped replace it.
Okay. So,
Can you hear me now?
yes, we can.
That's the sugar daddy jokes in the Discord.
All right. So, that being the case, you all get in your vehicles and you head to the address Marcus gave Iris. As you approach, you notice the address. The location is basically this storehouse. It seems to hold, from the smell from the outside, seems to hold either frozen products or some restaurant supplies, something like that. Would you like to approach from the front door? How are we going about this?
I'm going to first do a thing with, looking at it, probably maybe telepathic view first.
A telepathic view?
Yes, astral projection.
Ah, I see.
So before we get out of the car, I basically text people that I'm going to be doing a quick look around, and I'll ask Abel to, watch. Well, Abel and the rest. I'm not gonna enter astral projection with just Abel around. I'll wait for everybody to arrive in the same place.
I mean, all of you, to my knowledge, are traveling together, so you'd get there all pretty much at the same time.
Yes. I will not be bringing the mobile library into combat.
Abel has left his iPad at home. All right. So, how are you approaching this? Given that all of you
I
got
am
here at the
going
same time.
to. Well, once we're all here, I basically just say I'm gonna do a quick recon.
Okay.
I'm going to astral project.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have you roll for it. Basically, do you just go around the building? Do you go inside? How do you, where do you want to check?
I check from the top bottom, from the top floor to down.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty short building. It has only 2 floors. Checking the second one seems to be pretty empty. From what you see, this is more of an office area where they do record keeping, such. Going to the bottom floor, though, you basically see Jack. Unexpectedly, you see Jack. As he essentially makes sure one of the boxes piled among the rest of the storage is properly sealed. Can you quickly perform a perception and investigation roll?
Of course. My general aspects this applies.
General, yeah. So general is minus
It's minus 2 or what?
Unless you're using it on a specific
Yeah.
sense.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Okay. The main thing you notice is Jack has, like, first of all, this box, it has a lot of essentially markings that indicate that it is probably meant to transport funerary goods, so supplies for funeral houses. It's about the size of a coffin, so that's what you assume to be in there. Another thing is, you do notice that once in a while, Jack turns and looks to a small box that rests essentially to the side. And that box seems to be more of a more recent looking lockbox. It's about this size. And you believe you've seen this among Jack's belongings before. It's closed and the latch is locked.
I see. Well, I end the astral projection to get back to my body. And looking to the others, I say Jack is in there.
I see. What was he doing?
I describe the scene to the rest. By the way, that box, did it seem like, does it fit the description of that box?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna quickly text Olivia that it's Jack at the location.
You immediately get a text back. Backup? Question mark.
Unsure.
You simply get a
By
on
the
my
way,
way
I think.
message.
By the way, I think this is like the good time for me to attempt to use Spirit Wave, Way of Spirit, and fail.
Oh no, you failed?
No.
So, one moment. I have some DMs I have to attend to as well.
It's not that I can't use Way
So,
of Spirit. It just
Iris, you attempt to use
Yeah.
Way of Spirit. You find that you are not connected to your homeland, right?
Huh.
You're calling upon a power that isn't there.
Huh. Strange. And I just like Iris just looks back on the previous times she used it. I mean, it was all around in different places. Does she figure out a correlation?
It's one occurrence. It might actually alert you quite a bit.
Huh.
You don't have enough information to figure this out in character.
Well, Olivia's on her way for backup.
Should we just go in from both? If there's a back entrance, should we go in from
What
front
if
and
and
back?
what if the big L is, close to the surface? What if Big L is at home? What then?
I pull out a stake and offer it.
Iris
Yeah.
just like puts a hand on her forehead, just like, I wish it would be as easy.
It's that or death.
Again, I have better things than a stick. I have fire. But either way. Maybe somebody could try calling Jack.
I get out my phone. Taking a hint finally.
Mm-hmm.
Ring ring, banana phone.
Right. You hear anyone in the group with Auspex, which I believe is all of you, hears a few echoes within the building of muffled phone rings. Jack, your phone rings, and
Yep.
you see the caller ID. It just shows you the number because you're pretty careful not to include sensitive information, but you recognize whose number it is.
Yep. And I pick up the phone. Yellow.
Hello, Jack. It's been some time since we've seen you. Are you all right?
Yes.
That's not really an answer.
At the same time, it's not really not answer, but sure. Having trouble with memory recently.
We have some ideas of why. Perhaps we could talk to you about that.
Sure.
We're outside.
Okay. I'll just blink outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't even get to turn off the call, Gabriel. All of you just see this patch of shadows on the ground, and out from the shadows, almost like dust in the air, forms Jack's figure.
I hand the call and put my phone up.
Why though? You're still in the car. I'm not gonna yell.
Oh, we're outside the car.
Nah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just came right to us, so I'm ending the call and putting my phone up.
Long time no see.
Long time no see indeed. Memory problems, huh?
Yeah.
And by the way, Jack, you probably would notice that we're technically geared up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've tucked my hands into my coat, but you definitely saw brass knuckles there.
Say, do you have any memory lapses? And I name the date when the Dzimidze was killed.
Bogdan.
Bogdan.
And you have a perfect time sense now, so.
I do. And Iris, I do.
You have a time lapse. Do you know what happened to
Memory
Bogdan?
lapse.
Do you know what happened to Bogdan, Jack?
Do I?
Entirely up to you.
No, not really.
He was killed by shadows. And the box with the ring was taken, something which the mages said would be impossible, as no vampire should have that mastery of the abyss. Or be able to open that big of a portal to the abyss.
I mean, depends.
Depends on what, Jack.
Depends on your approach. You either break the wall or open the door.
We're not here to speak of demagogy. The mages were more talking from the perspective of what is available to the general public. Obviously, that doesn't really apply to people with very, how to say, privileged mentorship programs. And I look at him direct in the eye. Well, no, actually, I don't look him directly in the eye. I'm not dumb.
You're doing the gesture of looking into the eye, in the spirit of it.
Yes.
Looks him straight in the eye, immediately realizes it's a big mistake.
No.
I have slowly gotten into a position where I'm definitely not standing super close to Jack.
Here, you'll have time lapses. The glove is brought to you by Isaac, who is also of the bloodline of your clan. Bogdan gets killed to the point that the mages are afraid they're going to be accused because, to their best knowledge, Lasomber shouldn't be able to do that. But, of course, I'm not about to tell the mages that, hey, there's such an entity as Big L, so tell me, Jack, how much of you is still you?
Pretty much a lot.
Right then, so what are the time lapses? Have you been compromised?
Don't really know.
Would you show us your heart, Jack?
I mean, if you really want to look.
Iris is going to, if you would please remove the shirt. Iris doesn't actually approach. I'm going to use will over flesh, will over form.
All right.
Remote
That's
vicissitude.
not gonna
Roll,
backfire.
please.
in any way, shape, or form, right?
Well, you're letting me do it, are you? I'm not touching you for a reason. Well, it's the usual. And because there's like I need to open the chest, I guess I should roll strength, right? Miguel.
Yeah, I'd say strength is an appropriate
Okay.
roll here, because it involves bone.
Yeah. Okay, I'm spending 1 willpower for the power, the blood. I'm doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 successes.
All right, Jack, roll courage.
Mhm. Yep.
Let's see if you can suppress the instinct.
I have plenty of that shit. Palace.
Yeah, good enough. So, Amalia, can you mute while that's going on, please? So, basically, Jack, you managed to suppress this instinct that's kind of, pulling in the back of your mind to, push whatever this thing is away. But you manage to suppress it as your chest basically almost unfurls, exposing your heart. It hurts like shit.
Oh yeah.
And the result is your heart is now exposed to the rest of the group. And Iris, looking into...
Is there more blood?
No.
Is it the same amount?
Same as last time.
Well, just to be sure, I just could I use this, because Will over 4 allows me to use vicissitude powers over distance, right? Would it be possible for me to use Eden's touch as well, so that I basically I don't want to approach unless I know that there's safe, right? I don't want to touch. Risk. Sorry, Jack. Health and safety first. Would I be able to use Eden's touch just to see that there's no more black on the other side of the heart, outside of our visibility?
It's not like Jack has really much problem of just, doing that.
Yeah, basically, Jack, this hurts like shit, and you're...
You can just ask him to turn...
Yeah, you're just, holding on to, the fucking lamppost. All of you are doing this in the middle of the street, by the way. You're lucky I haven't decided to put some people around.
In front of, can I, block view of Jack with Jack's chest with my body?
Sure.
Are you gonna block the view of the freaking finger imprints on the lamp pole?
Sure. Yeah, basically...
Anyway.
To put my hand over yours to... I have to slip my hand off of the brass knuckles to leave any of them in my pocket.
No, Gabriel. No approaching. We don't know if it's safe first.
So, Iris...
don't forget, this
no matter,
people around.
Guys. Iris, no matter how much you examine it, it is as affected as it was before.
Okay, I just put him back together as he was.
Yep, which also hurts like shit.
It's not the first time this has been used on me.
Then I'm gonna clock everyone's faces that might have seen anything.
That reminds me, Jasper. Would you kindly roll courage, please?
Shit.
Oh, Jasper did not get out of the car because he is basically a walking masquerade breach, and we are technically in the camera territory, so he's not getting out of the car. No, not really.
All right, then I will have you roll willpower to make sure that you can at least suppress the impulse to watch over your shoulder to make sure the fucking shadow monster you suspect is there. Doesn't get you, so willpower, please.
Okay. Recurrent or permanent?
Current.
Darn.
Have you ever known me to be nice?
You're
Well,
pretty nice
no.
at DMing for us. This horror that you've created.
Good enough. You escape my machinations one more night. Yeah, you managed to sort of will yourself to focus on something else other than the very objective presence of the thing you fear the most that's standing right outside the window. And yes, the examination ends. Jack basically gets back on his feet. Proceed.
Well, your heart has not become more black.
That's good to know.
Well, we had to check. Your time lapse falls to the same time.
Well,
as
more recently I've been more towards good old.
What do you mean?
Well, I found who got the ring.
Oh, who was it?
Well, since I know that you've been here, I presume you've seen the box. The box.
Well, no, I've just quickly had a look inside.
Wayward daughter has been returned to the family.
That is a suspicion I had given Camarilla's recent military successes. Are you to say that the wayward daughter has consumed that piece?
Might be. I don't know.
Do you think she's also in the same predicament as you? Well, I would assume
Also,
it's worse.
might be. You know, she's not really in a talkative state right now.
Well, if you wish to know, our current rate on the Camarilla domain among the shovelheads, if usually it's a 50-50 success rate, 1 in 20 returns now.
Yeah, we didn't have those in Europe that bad. But hey, you know, it kind of happens when Camarilla loses their prince to, you know, to the other side.
When did this happen?
Weekish ago?
So, did she retrieve the ring from you?
That I don't know.
Well,
she's staked, so.
She's staked. Where?
Yeah.
So I assume that. I see. So that must be the the humiliating attack that the Camarilla suffered, which has them all up in arms. It was yours.
As I said, they lost the prince to the other side. I didn't mean I turned her back to the ideas.
But you said she had the ring.
Pretty much it.
So where is it now if you have her?
In a box with a glove.
With the glove.
Was in a box.
How did the glove come to be there?
No idea.
Jack, you're not really making your case here.
Seems so, I know. But also, not every day that I lose, that I have blackouts.
I'm aware, but my point is, currently, you're saying that you're in a possession of the free pieces you specifically didn't want to be close to.
That's why I put them
Do you remember
there
that?
and wanted to get the fuck out.
But you would still know where they are. And
True.
you had time lapses. I'm sorry, but even right now, that doesn't seem to be like the rational Jack who asks the glove to be hidden from himself. Convince me not to stake you right now until we know what's up. Because honestly, we don't have the privilege of fucking about here and granting trust, but there's a high risk of a compromised individual with too much information about us.
Well, I didn't really check where Liliana got the items.
So she got them both.
Yeah.
And what were you planning to do now that you've hidden her and put her here?
Give you the info and then, take the fucking box away again. Or
Do you realize how long you've left your ghouls? Your servants?
No, not really.
One of them has had to supplement because it's been so long.
That is neither here nor there.
Actually,
mean-
it is to drive home how much of a memory gap he has been having.
Well, you said that he should now have a perfect sense of time. I assume he's learned temporis.
I did tell you this.
Well, then...
But this is a talk we should be finishing inside rather than out.
Well, first I would like Olivia to arrive here. There are security issues we must handle right now before we leave.
Indeed.
And almost right on cue, you seem to realize Olivia was standing there for the past few minutes.
Obfuscate is a hell of a drug, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I just give her a nod when I realize she's there.
Olivia, what would be your advice for security in this case? Obviously, none of these items should be traveling all together. Nor should be Jack or
Very
the
true.
prince be traveling.
Though, I also believe there's a pretty straightforward way of getting the information we need. Point out the culprit.
Liliana?
So Jack says.
Well, technically, both of them.
We can just check their mind.
Very well. Should I take Liliana?
That's fine. I can rummage around Jack's brain.
Very well. Gabriel.
Let's do this
Okay.
inside.
Very well.
And Olivia just pushes the door open and gives
And I'm
the
following
rest
her.
of you a look.
I was following behind without hesitation because I suggested this already.
If people
Iris,
are
by the
going,
way, Iris will probably on instinct, even though previously her ray of spirit failed, right? Because it's again entering the area and this is a tool she has, she'll try to use it on instinct even before like thinking about that it failed earlier. Just to have that eyesight.
I'll say let's try not to metagame.
But she'll try again.
Let me hear what Jasper wants to say first.
Okay.
I'll decide.
If people are going in, Jasper is going to go in immediately, so it does not gather too much attention.
Has Jasper deployed his most recent modifications when it comes to rummaging around in dark places?
Yes.
Would you care to describe what the others see then?
Well, as Jasper goes into this dark area, his skin begins to emanate a slight bluish glow, and almost in a mesmerizing way of patterns.
There's light inside. We can turn it on.
All right.
Well, it's more bioluminescent.
Am I to assume everyone goes inside?
Yes.
Right. So as you make your way inside, Olivia basically grabs Jack by the collar and says, "Second floor." And sort of half forcefully guides Jack to the second floor. Meanwhile,
As Jasper goes inside, he would like to see on the other side if there's anyone watching us in the Shadowlands.
Yes, Rourke and Kian are like fucking munching popcorns by the gallon.
sorry, I was answering something in PMs. Could you repeat?
Jasper's checking Shadowlands for people who are
Observer.
watching.
Very pointedly, you spot no presence. It's not that there is no relevant presence. There is absolutely nothing in the Shadowlands in this area, which it's not entirely unexpected. It happens. It's a pretty convenient coincidence.
No. What about items? Because last time that, he went to the Shadowlands, he saw all specters that could turn into objects.
You don't see anything that immediately raises your suspicion, though I can have you roll perception and investigation to see if you spot anything that seems out of place.
Okay, I would like to do that.
You may roll.
Let's see. Gosh darn.
Your Pelessa wasn't earnest enough.
With that roll, I don't think you see anything entirely out of place, other than when you look in the direction of the two boxes Jack was messing with. The smaller box within the Shadowlands seems to have a bit of an odd projection. There's definitely some emotional ties that it has to something, but they're somewhat flickering. It's odd. You haven't seen this type of stuff enough to know exactly what's going on.
Jasper, noticing that, looks through Iris and says, that box is weird in the Shadowlands. There seem to be some remnants of emotion, but it's different than anything I've ever seen before.
Is that the box that Jack said that the items are in?
Yes.
That would be the box with the items. Gabriel, find some fabric to wrap it and store it without touching.
I
And
understand.
I'm going to look for Liliana. Also, would this be a good time for Iris? Because, like, Olivia is up there with Jack alone, and she's paranoid, to try and basically way of spirit without so much thinking about the fact that it failed earlier.
Yes, this is a more appropriate time.
Okay. Does it work?
Yes.
Huh. Well, Iris doesn't say anything out loud. She's just inwardly a bit strange. So now it feels like the homeland is here, right?
Yeah, it feels like you're around a place where there's something to call upon. More like.
So not as close as previous times.
Yeah, it feels like there's enough close by. It's not really an on or off thing ever. It fluctuates a lot. This feels more like, so before it was like sort of when you think you reach the end of the stairs, you reach your foot out to touch the floor and you forgot there's one more step. That's sort of what it felt like before. Now it feels more like you stepped forward expecting the floor to be there, and it was just a bit lower than you expected, but it's still there.
I make a mental note of it, but either way, it does what it does right now. I have half a kilometer view, and I can basically have in the background I can have the perception rolling for that. So I go and find Liliana.
Well, it doesn't take you very long to sort of put two and two together.
Because now
and as you expand your perception to encase the entirety of your surroundings for quite a long distance, it occurs to you that Jack mentioned he, caught the liana. He was earlier making sure a coffin-shaped box was thoroughly closed. A box that is in the same room you are at.
Yep. Which I can now see inside as well.
Yeah, and inside is Liliana with a stake thoroughly jammed through her chest and out her back.
All right then. Remind me, am I able to use telepathy on her now? Because technically she's recently staked.
She's
so
still in there.
Is she in torpor or is she?
She's not
So
torpid.
she's not torpid right now.
No.
Alright, cool. I can do telepathy on her.
Make a roll.
Of course. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
I'm loving it.
Bad time to make a McDonald's joke when
Half the room addicted to diablerie.
Yeah, when the diablerie addicts are about to interact with a staked vampire.
Okay.
Different type of
what's her
steak in
current
front
willpower,
of
by the way?
right now.
What's her willpower? What's her willpower?
Let me check.
All right.
Yeah,
also, it's
you
minus
got-
1 difficulty for me.
You got enough success.
It's minus 1 difficulty.
You got enough success.
By the way.
Chill. I am fully
Good.
aware. So you peer into her mind. The first thing you spot is surface thoughts. And it's essentially a mix of grief and panic. Her mind's racing with potential ways she can try to escape, but she has no way of getting out of, she has no way of getting rid of that stake going through her chest. So not like she can do it easily.
Yeah, I'm just going to first, I want to watch her thoughts just for a bit, because I know I can start talking to her and that will be far more useful because I can, the mind works in a way, but I want to first watch.
Okay. As you listen to her thoughts, eventually you catch sort of a small string. It's like a fleeting diatribe of thoughts that says, "If only I hadn't done it." And the thought seems to refer to some idea of stealing, or at least sending someone out to steal something.
If only you hadn't done what? If only you hadn't done what, Liliana?
So you're going to speak these thoughts into her mind.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
You can, right?
So, Iris, immediately when you think these thoughts into her mind, they're sort of a paused, filled with quiet panic, and then you feel quite a strong pressure trying to essentially kick you out of it, but she does not seem to manage well enough, and you remain in there.
I have other tools which can sort of like take away the will, but like, futile endeavors either way. All of that is rather futile given the fact that you're in a box with a stake. And I'm not. And either way, out of the two of us, I'm sure that I am much more ferocious when it comes to mental processes. Now, what exactly shouldn't you have stolen or asked somebody to steal? Mind you, this is literally your chance to maybe prove that you're not guilty of murder.
There is a
murder for which I must punish someone.
There is a very palpable effort to try and not bring up memories she has, but it's sort of futile. It's very clear that Liliana does not have a lot of practice keeping her mind.
Yeah, because you try to not bring up the memories of some event, and you're bringing up the memories of some event.
Exactly. So it's very clear that Liliana does not have like specific training in this type of mental sparring, and you get glimpses essentially very fleeting and quick playbacks of memories of her kicking down the mansion doors and slaughtering a number of servants before reaching Bogdan and just allowing shadows to consume him. You also get images of her holding the glove in one hand and the ring in the other, clutching them incredibly hard, to the point where you see the skin go white with the pressure.
How interesting. Tell me, did you absorb that power? I'd assume if your sire kept around the items, you didn't.
Roll courage, please.
Felice. Bitch, fuck you.
All right. So
What it was? Oh no! What happened?
So you're not gonna panic. However, because of your clan curse, I am going to ask you to roll your current willpower.
Very well. Felice. Oh, by the way, one auto success up top. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Why
5.
one auto success?
3 successes because of true love merit.
I believe that had some restrictions last time we checked, because I did double check that.
No, it just adds another success, but it not like the roll never watches it, or it's always has one success. It means that imagine I had another success added here. So if here I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and 2 ones, then it's like 6 successes and 2 ones.
So, True Love grants you one automatic success on all willpower rolls, which can be negated only by botch die, so ones.
Yeah, I have 5 successes. That 6 successes was the auto success, minus 2.
That is just
4
enough.
successes.
That is just enough. The difficulty was 7, so you still got enough. That was just enough. You were closer to shitting the bed than
I
you
still
might
have 2 successes.
want.
I still have 2 successes.
Yeah, you got enough.
I still have 2 successes.
So definitely, you now sort of empathize with Jasper's description of the shit he saw, as you get a very brief glimpse of what happened to Bogdan. Your brain understands it for a very brief moment before you almost subconsciously block it out and try your best not to acknowledge it.
I'm good at that, Horrible Kavian. Delulu is my middle name. Delulu and Denial.
Yeah. This is the stuff you see in our memories.
Now, interesting. How did you get your hands on a glove? By the way, when I ask her about the absorbing failing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any memories, feelings, thoughts? Should have.
There's definitely... It's not something she knows, per se, but it's definitely something she's suspecting. And when you ask about how she got her hands on the glove, again, you try... there's this underlying effort to push the memories out, but it's fruitless. And you just see Jack, his jaw agape, looking straight into the eyes of, your perspective in this memory. So you assume Liliana's eyes. as she directs him to hand her the glove.
See. Huh. Rather intense growth and power for you. I would even say good job. If it wasn't for the fact that your memories are sort of like unless somebody else put those memories in your head, I would which is rather possible, mind you. But if it was truly you, I would rather say good job, Liliana. Too bad that I'm legally obliged to hold you responsible for that murder.
Is Iris sharing with the room what she has gained knowledge of?
Not yet. You just see Iris just sitting on top of the chest, sometimes smirking, sometimes a bit surprised look, but overall it's doesn't really show anything. It's sort of the same as watching Iris scroll on the phone or something.
Speaking of which, what are the rest of you doing as Iris is very focused on this box?
Well, I'm doing, for once, exactly what she told me to. Getting a cloth and taking the box.
So you grab the smaller box.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's the one.
Perception and awareness, please.
Okay. Does tactical apply?
Not really. Sorry.
Okay.
Tactical
It's okay.
doesn't apply in a lot of these circumstances because it's for tactics, so spotting ambushes and stuff.
I'm gonna actually.
Imagine if tactical would apply to perception awareness.
And my one aspects lower the difficulty.
No, Auspex
Not
allows you to perform the roll.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how good or bad that is.
Auspex low is only difficulty for physical, the
physical task of perception.
So.
Yeah, the
Gabriel.
Alertness.
Yes.
Gabriel.
Yes.
As you pick up the box, you expected to feel something supernatural emanating from it. As you grab the box, you realize, sort of uncharacteristically, this feels mundane. Far too mundane. There's nothing. There's nothing in there. It's just stuff.
Could I use the fabric to open the box to peer inside?
Yeah,
not actually touching anything still.
Of course. You peer inside and there's the glove and the ring resting on it.
Well, I felt what this kind of thing feels like once before.
Yeah, and now you don't feel it at all.
Well, I am hurrying back. Not running, but walking with a sense of purpose. I think she's absorbed the items. At least someone has. They are empty.
When Iris hears that, she basically just opens the coffin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to use Eden's touch just to perceive the insides on her. Well, again, without touching. We are spending blood here. We're not touching directly anything.
I'm not going to have you roll at all. It is very, very intensely Like you are very, very sure that whatever is in her chest, is just pitch black nothingness. There's no heart anymore. There's just a void.
Okay, well, now I'm gonna go back to communicating with her. Oh, Liliana, honey darling. It seems you did decide to absorb and were quite successful. Pity that there's still enough flesh and blood of you left to be still forced to follow the laws of Cainite biology, isn't it?
Are you still connected to her mind?
Yeah,
okay. Essentially, your words just cause this sheer terror. You even see, now that you've exposed Liliana within that coffin, you see tears of blood beginning to form in her eyes. And the genuine fear she has in her mind is that you have a reputation for being a serial diablerist. And she can't do shit about it right now.
Hilarious, I know, especially given my latest developments on that edge. Iris actually sits down and is like, it's funny that this is your concern, that, whatever I would do to you. Do you realize what those things inside your chest are? Have you any idea? I mean, from what I know, you've joined the Camarilla to be better, etc., all those humane values, and so on and so on and so on. Nothing of so much concern to me, to be fair, you do you. But do you realize that those pieces in your chest open up the possibility of you becoming a tool of something bigger, more powerful, the same thing you ran away from, much worse than Wayland? Have you actually realized that or not? Because if I were you, with your sentiments, that would be the thing that I would be crying about. Any death at anyone's hand, despite what it would become, it would be a release, because at least then I wouldn't become something worse than Wayland. At least that would be my rationale if I were you. But what is your rationale in this? Do you still cry about your fate, or are you willing to understand that you've sealed your fate with way worse things?
Her mind is...
I wait for her response.
Her mind just... It's not... It essentially becomes less and less rational as seconds pass by, until you recognize the very familiar fear that engulfs you when your instincts tell you to get away at all cost. It seems that despite her being staked and not moving and showing it physically, she has entered Rotrek in her mind.
That is fine. I can separate for now. As I separate, I don't know. Well, right now she's entered a fear frenzy. I do kind of find myself amused at the fact that it is the fact that
fearing me diabolizing her is something that she decided to be afraid of, while truthfully, given her previous dedication to the cause, so to say, or why she decided to betray the Sabbat and all that shite, it's kind of funny that she did absorb those items, and thus became a vessel for something she vehemently despised. I mean, I'm not the one to be merciful or giving somebody the merciful death, but I assume that if we burn her for the murder of Bogdan, we will be rid of a very dangerous situation. I wouldn't actually even try diabolizing her, nor would I suggest, because we don't know what's gonna happen to that darkness if somebody decided to eat her soul. It's very likely that it would jump hosts.
There's someone that might be interested in hearing that.
What do you mean?
One of the few wraiths. I think we remember him, the most loyal servant of Bogdan. He's still around, still sane. I think
Are
he
you
would
able
like
to
to
summon
meet
him
Can
here?
you
the killer.
summon him here?
Oh, summoning is the least of the problems. And I would like to summon that wraith. I forget his name, but I know Jasper does have his name.
Jasper.
Mm.
Give me a second. Iris just like looks at Jasper. I don't think he should kill her, but he's a witness nonetheless. So summon him for that specifically. Otherwise, I just actually need a quick question from Miguel.
Okay, I can summon him, and I don't think he can kill her,
Good.
but that he will haunt her for quite some time until she is dead. Most likely will
My
happen.
brother in kind, she's fucking staked. She's not going anywhere.
And she's currently in Rochak from...
As well as that,
Listen,
yeah, she ain't going
shift
anywhere.
to Iris.
Iris just like closes her eyes. Summon the wraith. If he confirms, then I need to fulfill my duty to the Death God.
Okay, and Jasper will summon him.
All right. I'm not going to have you roll for it because you can just keep attempting it. It does not take you very long, and while no one else can see him, Abel might if he has his ring on. Jasper, you see...
Yes, I have been keeping an eye on Ghost.
Mm-hmm. So both Abel and Jasper see the servant's ghostly apparition manifesting in front of Jasper.
Good evening. Could you answer something for me? Does this presence remind you of anyone? Have you seen this being as he points into the coffin?
I told you what I saw. Is she the one who murdered him?
We are ascertaining that, and all right, I can
Iris,
hear.
you cannot hear or see the creature.
Yeah, sorry.
We are currently figuring that out, but most likely, perhaps yes, if you could confirm perhaps by its presence or something that you have seen or remind you.
What I'm getting is she is the one responsible for this. Yeah?
Jasper will quickly. Oh, I can't telepathy to Iris, goddammit.
Banish him.
I mean, it's not like you're just gonna get a look to from Jasper, Iris, that says that maybe things are getting out of hand a little.
Well, Iris just simply telepathically tells you to banish him.
While the two are having this mental conversation, Abel, since you are keeping watch, you do notice the wraith of Buckton's servant getting agitated. And he seems to be focusing on Liliana's body. And as he turns to face her, the rest of you start seeing something manifesting in the Skinlands.
Jasper.
Jasper will use compel soul to make the butler leave and not come back here for the rest of the evening.
You will have to roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
Proceed.
Manipulation occult against
Use
his
willpower.
Mm-hmm.
I am so looking forward to you failing this. Because he is going to do some horrible shit if you do. Oh. There it is. There it is. It's not a botch, but... Oh. Alright. Let me check something. Okay,
You got.
who here has less than 10 on their current willpower?
I have 9.
I don't need exact numbers, just anyone who has less than 10.
Me.
Abel?
No, I'm 10.
Okay.
Nice.
So Abel is
Big
able to
spender over there.
resist. Jasper. Jasper?
You are muted, my friend.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have less than 10 willpower right now?
I do.
Okay. Allow me to double check something. Alright. So, essentially, all of you see this manifestation slowly appearing in the Skinland.
Well,
And
if it's slowly appearing.
Hold on. It echoes some aspects of the butler you've known in the past. However, it is severely... The proportions are severely off. They're definitely... This thing is definitely not entirely human. And it's almost like it blends with the surrounding shadows. So, Abel, since you're the only one who resisted this, you're the only one who's going to get an action following this. The rest of you, as the shape manifests, you hear this echo from beyond as he looks to Liliana and says, "You monstrous bitch." And all of you begin to feel this itching sensation that the room around you is darkening, that voices are starting to echo out from the corners. And Abel, you have one action to react to this before what happens next happens. Something has already happened. But...
I will draw my sword, point it at the throat of the apparition, and say, "Stop." I mean, I will literally, have the sword inches from his throat.
Do you intend to, put him out of his misery if he does not stop? Essentially, are you earnest in the intent to harm him if he does not stop? Or are you just trying to...
Yeah, well, yes, I am intimidating, yes, basically, with intent.
Okay, so charisma intimidation, please.
Just a sec. I believe I have some of those skills. I don't believe it's a social encounter, or is it?
It is a social encounter.
It is a social. You're rolling social attributes.
I mean, do I get a... if I have, like, social encounter specialty for intimidation, I was under the assumption that it's like when I'm having a civil conversation with someone, but...
Oh, yeah. As a specialty, not as a... Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, that specialty does not apply here. It's just a flat roll. And obviously your charisma specialty does not apply here as well.
Well, that's pretty much very straightforward. No witticism here.
It's not like you're intimidating him in a very witty way.
Well, anyway, that was my roll.
Mm-hmm. So, this apparition stops where it is, and slightly turns its head towards you, and just waits. And all of you are free to act. However, you do feel that whatever has been done can't necessarily be undone.
That is fine. Because Iris would actually use celerity to grab Liliana, get her up to another floor to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
She can't have witnesses, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
getting somewhere else.
As you get Liliana up to the second floor, Olivia grabs Jack by the collar and says, "First floor now."
Or?
And
as they leave, I do the thing.
I will get to that in a moment. As for the rest of you, the wraith, or what seems to be something close to a wraith, but not quite. It's frozen on the spot, but its eyes glance to the second floor occasionally. Each of you is allowed one action.
I will continue speaking to it. I will harm you if you continue this. Rest assured, the culprit will get her measure.
Right. Gabriel and Jasper.
Well, actually, I want to pull some Bruja bullshit and use Clotha's gift to give myself more than one action.
Ooh, okay. So...
Intelligence plus occult.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 7.
Good. I'm hearing our house Garus complaining in the other room.
So that roll is disgustingly good.
It is. I'm tempted to award you more than just one, but...
Well, technically the rule says half of my temporis dots, so I get 3 extra actions.
Yes, that is indeed what happened. But, yeah, okay, found it. Yep. So 3, basically you get 3 actions at the end of this turn. We'll say that, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Jasper, are you doing anything?
Wait, I'm trying to see what I can do. It looks like it will attack, right? Well, independently of whatever we try to stop him, right? The Wraith.
I can have you roll wits and occult with any specialties that rely on necromancy, kindred powers, or book smarts to apply. If you succeed, I'll answer your question. And I might give you some extra info, depending on the situation. Because this is your area of expertise, so definitely something you can get a lot of info.
Okay, so wits and occult. Please, Pelisse, for the love of God, Pelisse.
See?
Pelisse has
you have been awarded.
Made me proud.
So, essentially, you can tell a few things. Number one, it's not like the effects this thing is capable of are specifically directed. They sort of emanate in its surroundings. And you don't... From the wraiths you've from the wraiths you've dealt with, you know that they can achieve some mastery over their emotions to the point where they can direct the powers they want to use. This specific wraith has not shown any signs of having any expertise apart from just impulse. So it's very likely that if it tries to do anything, it's going to act a lot like a block of C4, not so much as a bullet. It's going to affect anything and everything around it, and it can be disastrous or not incredibly bad. But it's not predictable. What you do notice, however, is a few telltale signs that something's changing it. Maybe it's the experience, maybe it's its emotional state. But there's something familiar taking hold of it. And with that roll,
his
I'll
eyes
tell
turning
you.
darker.
With that roll, I'll tell you. You do spot that there's this sort of wave over his face that slowly darkens the color of his eyes.
Oh yeah, we're in the Camarilla domain. Hmm. That's another thing altogether. Okay. I guess for the time being, just to make sure he doesn't blow us up and that he can't stay in the Scalands, he can't manifest himself anymore. I am going to soul feast and just devour all the negative energy and emotions around this area.
All right. Fair warning. Depending on how well you do, this might actually kill it. Like, it'll wipe him out completely.
It doesn't say I have to roll. It just says I spend the willpower.
Oh, wonderful. So by all means, spend the willpower and describe what you do.
It will do. It will do quote unquote 4 damage, but he has quote unquote 10 blocks.
I'll say right now
of
he's
damage that he
susceptible
can
enough. If you want, you can just consume him. He's susceptible enough. I'm pulling the golden rule here. Story takes precedence, and this guy is not in any position to resist this. So you can choose to just damage him as sort of like a warning, or you can just execute the guy.
I am going to damage him, and as soon as I do that, I will look at him and says, "Leave this area. This will be your only and final warning." And for anyone else, you would see Jesper roll his eyes up as he opens his mouth, peering out teeth and fangs in the air as he seems to be sucking something from the area. You guys
Precious
cannot
words.
see it. But Abel would see that the ghost probably got hurt by this. And do I roll intimidate, by the way, when I say that?
I won't need you to. I've already made a roll in the background. So basically, what you see happen to this apparition is that the room, it doesn't lighten, but the darkness seems less heavy as the creature sort of writhes in agony for a moment. It looks to Jasper, and then in just a blink of an eye, it turns, and as it turns, it dissolves into thin air. And Abel and Jasper, you don't see this thing here anymore.
I will sheath my weapon.
All right.
Jesper will clean his mouth a little bit, like he's getting a little bit of ectoplasm out.
And as this resolution is going on, we'll take a short break, about 15 minutes. We'll be back very soon. and see what happens in the second floor while all of this.
How
Very
much are we
soon.
actually going to be showing?
You'll see.
Wait, what about my stuff?
Well, you do get 3 actions.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll discuss it during the break.
Later.
Okay?
Okay.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes. welcome back. As the wraith vanishes from thin air, leaving some of the pack members with this lingering, uneasy feeling. Footsteps are heard coming from the staircase that leads up to the second floor. And the rest of you see Iris.
By the way, would Olivia and Jack had come down first?
Yeah, they already did. Before. Yes. The pack sees Iris walking down the stairs in quite a slow pace. And in her hand is a rather darkened and decrepit looking skull with 2 fangs in its jaw.
Well, I do. Oh, sorry. Ray has managed to get out of her thing. Miguel, I really need your help right now.
Okay. I suppose we'll take another short break just so we
5
can
minute break.
solve some problems here.
Problems of Ray scratching up her ears and going into operations again.
Yes. Sorry about that, folks. So, Iris descends the stairs, and in her hand, she holds a darkened, decrepit-looking skull with 2 fangs where its canines.
Well, I do dare to say that unless there's any remnants of those abyssal shards within the skull, we do not need to worry about those 2 items or their contents anymore. And
Good.
she shows the skull to Jack. Is there anything within this skull?
Try to fail, I guess.
Hmm.
Perception awareness?
Perception awareness.
Mystical objects?
Not really.
Tell us.
Try as you might, you sense nothing remaining there.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
Well,
now that you think about it, it's kind of hard to. You're not sure why. Maybe it's, the fact that you sort of drifted apart in later years, but can't quite picture Liliana's face in a normal situation anymore. Almost like the remnants of your memories of her are, now that you think about it, quite vague.
Doesn't seem to be any more abyssal as your shadow.
Good. I will place this skull in the temple. The sacrifice has been returned to Teliavelis. And hopefully, soon we'll have a bit less to deal with Camarilla as well. Jack, do you remember how Liliana looked?
Somewhat.
Good. Good. Either way, I do believe that solves the problem of those two shards and the risk that you had. Well, either with Liliana being diablerized by you or vice versa. Well, I suppose we've managed that this is now destroyed. I will return first to my temple. You guys can make your way towards our usual meetup place. Let's leave the outskirts and not risk any others. Is there anything else in this warehouse that needs to be kept, or can it be destroyed?
Up to you.
Very well then. Olivia, if you could. You can take my car and get Jack back to the asylum, and I'll meet you guys there. Should get there about the same time.
I'll handle it. And in case you're curious, I'm fairly certain Jack was being
Good, good. Then it is rather good because it means we have a solved case of what happened to our other bishop, a criminal that was apprehended, an enemy that was apprehended and killed, and our La Sombra bishop had spent this entire time trying to capture the culprit. Correct?
Sounds about right.
Excellent. Now all we need to do is clean up maybe some loose ends. But we'll deal with that as we go. Either way, Jack has captured somebody who should have been a target of a wild hunt. Jack has cleansed his family name, so to say. And all in all, I suppose this was far more productive. We still have, potentially the time lapses could have been Liliana's control. But we still should make sure that it wasn't anything beyond Liliana. But, welcome back, Jack.
Thank you.
I'm glad it wasn't you.
Same.
Now, I will go and leave the skull in the appropriate place of worship, and I'll meet you guys in Asylum. And with that, Iris walks to the door and fades into the wind.
Well, guess we should get going.
All right. Does anyone do anything before they leave?
No, not really.
Are there any loose ends that might need to be taken care of? Like, that might seem odd?
In the immediate vicinity?
Yeah.
Intelligence. Just make it flat intelligence roll.
Abstract thought.
Yes. I'll allow it here.
Yeah. Policing.
Great time to roll 2 ones.
Right?
Still successful. Fairly sure everything got wrapped up here. Maybe just make sure this coffin is taken away, so when this storehouse resumes its work hours during daytime, people don't ask questions about a coffin being left in here.
Jack, how are we taking care of that? Pointing at the coffin, or whichever direction the coffin is.
Well, Iris mentioned destroying the place.
I can burn it down.
Very well, let us evacuate to the vehicles first.
All right. So, as you make your way back, I'm assuming after Jasper sneakily starts a small fire near the large pile of wooden boxes.
Yep, that would be the idea.
You eventually make it back to the asylum. And heading upstairs to Iris's office. Iris.
I'd probably already make it back.
In that case, all of you meet up in Iris's office. And I want everyone to make a quick perception and awareness. I am missing 2 rolls.
Tactical?
No, not.
I'm not quite sure the situation, so I asked.
Mm-hmm.
Police. Holy fucking shit.
Okay, chill. Fuck.
Had some hot dice tonight.
Iris, I am missing a roll from you.
Oh, me as well?
Mm-hmm.
Discerning?
No.
The lesson.
Yeah,
One,
I think
two,
everyone
three,
succeeds. all of you feel sort of this creeping shiver crawling up your spine as you look outside, and despite the fact that temperatures have been warming up, you can almost see faint remnants of snow.
Illogical, this is a lay.
Iris,
Yeah.
you get a very familiar feeling coming from outside. Like something's coming back.
Is it like Teleabilis related or not?
Well, the sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach tells you probably. Yeah, it's really.
Ah. So it feels like basically a growth in the Death God's power, right?
To some extent, yeah.
It seems the sacrifice was taken and appreciated. Iris turned back to the rest and says, "Now, I'm sure you have some questions, and obviously I'm obviously under divine NDA to some form and extent. But I have previously said that I've entered a pact with the god of death, Televelis, in order to get away inside Enoch. Mind you, that is getting in is one problem. Having power inside, being able to find within the non-Euclidean space of Enoch our targets, since we don't want to focus our attention on the foot soldier and all the other things of retaining our powers, that requires more service from my part. So sometimes when we deal with things like today, I will have to bring some people as sacrifice to the death god. I personally have to do it, which means it cannot be something like the race intervening. It has to be me. So if something like that happens, if someone like that is marked, I will let you know. And that means that such a target would have to be apprehended, sort of much like Liliana, staked and all, and left to me. That is a pact that I have signed, and I am obliged to follow. I serve faithfully, and we get a chance of not dying pointlessly in the underworld. Miguel, what type of supplies? Sorry. Miguel?
There you go.
Now then, Gabriel,
I've prepared a list of things we need gathered, researched for you, for your specifications.
out of character, we can agree on the specific list later so that you can leave now on time, okay?
Thank you. Pleasure gaming with everyone. Bye.
So, yep, Iris hands Gabriel the list, and Gabriel leaves.
Now then, I won't tell you anything beyond what I've just now told you. Just know that in the future, if I say that someone is for me to claim, that is what it means. I mean, anyone here present with aspects can also see that I have not diablerized Liliana, for she is not mine to claim. It is literally an invitation for anyone to check if they want.
If anyone would like to.
Actually, wait, it would fail. I
Yeah,
forgot.
it would fail. So, like, yeah, you can look whatever the fuck you want, fuckers. She's not gonna show you shit.
Or a reading won't
Well,
show
I would
her
know
emotions.
if she lies, but, like...
Or a reading on someone on the Path of Azaku doesn't show emotions.
Fair enough.
But you can still see signs of diablerie if they have diablerized.
Fair enough. Fair
So,
enough.
like, you can figure out they're a vampire or if they have diablerized.
Like, it shows you they're a vampire. It shows you other things that might be happening, but because they're on the Path of Azaku, you can't really find emotions there because they're not an entity. They're part of an entity. It's like using aura perception on a finger.
Yeah. Well, technically, you can see something.
What happens if you don't make any sacrifices?
Huh?
What happens if you fail to make a sacrifice?
Well, then when we go to Enoch, you are stuck to the elements as you are.
So...
Whether your powers would work in Enoch, whether you will go mad in Enoch. Well, and mind you, we won't be even able to find our targets in Enoch. So you will be just stuck with part of your powers in the maddening depths of the underworld, with no way to know where to go in order to actually strike down Talmahera. That is what happens if I don't uphold my part of the service.
So basically what we gotta do is good old, do not go into your business.
What you gotta do is if I just say that I need to claim someone, you make sure they don't die due to some mishap or your hand or, I don't know, a wraith manifesting. Because then that soul does not return back to the earth, so to say.
Okay.
I am merely a conduit to return wayward souls back into the cycle of death, rebirth, and growth.
Works for me.
Mind you, obviously, not so many people are marked or so on. Despite what the werewolves claim about us, or the hunters, there are those of us who, despite being undead, are not dead inside, as mundane and basic as it sounds.
So, do not interfere with your job, as per usual.
Yes, do not interfere with the job because you don't want to offend a god, do you?
Nah. I
And
prefer not to.
and you would like to retain your sanity in the underworld.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good.
You had me at offending a god.
Either way, we will have to make a report of some sort. Olivia, I think Vikas would have some. At least he should have, through our shared circle of anti-Telmahara factions, some Black Hand members that are not compromised, right?
Well, according to my recent checkups, there are a few we suspect to clear corruption, but you never know.
Jalan? Well, what about Jalan?
That's one of the ones we suspect. But again,
He was present. Well, either way, this is a case that we will have to make a report to the Black Hand, either way, unless they come in at the behest of Talmahera and Uard. So best to take the initiative, summon the Secret Service, and bring our report.
would you like me to put the word out?
In fact, actually, make sure it's Jalan specifically. Because Jalan used some magic that has connection to Televelis.
I'll send word on the wind.
Good.
Anything else?
Oh, unless somebody else has something.
Nope, not really.
I guess I could.
Okay.
Well, apparently my mere presence destroyed Iris.
Yeah. She disconnected.
Oh, I see.
And she's back.
Hello?
Technical difficulty as usual. Never have we run this this game without having at least one technical difficulty.
So, I did some cleanup in Bogdan's domain to make sure nothing dangerous was left there. I did find something of interest, Iris, if you would like to see.
Oh, we still have a problem.
Or she might just be muted. No.
I forgot my laptop is more energy and efficient.
Did
Okay.
Did you hear the last question?
No, I didn't.
Jesper said that I'll just repeat myself. So I did some cleanup on Bogdan's domain to make sure nothing dangerous was left there that could be taken. And I did find something of interest. Iris, would you like to see?
Yes, certainly.
And Jesper will show her the gold ring, Miguel.
All right. So, on it.
Whatever is in. Yes, sure.
So, you are shown a gold ring that is very similar to the ones all of you were gifted. However, this one has a symbol on it of what looks like a winged Ouroboros, which differs from the rest of the...
For the rest of the time.
Hmm?
I'll just stay on the iPad for the rest of the time. Can't connect on my laptop to Discord.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
This one was what?
This ring, it's similar to the ones you were gifted. However, it differs in the fact that, number one, it's gold. Number two, instead of the insignia of the family, it has the image, or at least the engraving, of a winged Ouroboros.
Mm. Interesting. Does the does it remind me of anything? Like
You? No.
for me, no, huh? Even if I roll?
You may try. Perception alertness or perception awareness, perception
I was more thinking kindred lore and stuff.
Yeah, I'll allow you to roll that. Int and occult with kindred lore.
Yes. Book smart supplies?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 successes.
The symbol of the Ouroboros is very clearly connected to the Tsimisi clan. However, it's odd that Bogdan had this ring with him and decided to provide all of you rings that had insignias of the family he is associated with, not this, which seems to relate to Bogdan himself more closely.
Why would it seem odd?
Because Bogdan gave you the rings. They weren't a gift from the mages, they were a gift of hospitality from Bogdan.
Yeah, but also the mages use those rings in those other way.
They did.
Maybe this ring doesn't have that.
Question. Shall we roll to see?
We could roll to see. I mean, like, I am really good at removing fingers if I need to.
All right. So perception and awareness. Jack, I will point it out because it might be a bit obvious for you given your aptitudes. The rings all of you were gifted. You could very clearly tell the magic was not Cainite in origin. This specific ring feels different. It feels a little supernatural, maybe, but you see no signs of non-Cainite magic.
Okay.
I have 3 successes.
So definitely there's some effect on it. Hard to tell what it is. Just by, examining it.
Well, the next thing would be to try it on, but it is a Zimidzi ring, if anything. It's
Jasper, looking at her, thinking, probably says, I can put it on momentarily, but I thought it would be best to do with you all in case, something happens to me.
Well, I can definitely remove your finger with a flick of my wrist.
Yes. So I'll put it on.
Jasper, could you roll your current willpower, please?
Oh god. Well.
All right. You put the ring on. Nothing really seems to happen.
Nothing happens.
Well,
Do I sense
there-
anything?
well, if nothing's happening, then Iris can try it on and see if she feels any different.
Iris, make a soak roll, please.
With fortitude?
Yes. In fact, only with your fortitude.
Very well. Belesse.
It's just Agbra.
So you manage to react in time, but you take
To
one
remove the thing.
ag as you pass your finger through the ring, whatever bits of your finger make it through immediately dissolve into ashes, and you just sort of flinch away from it.
Well, I suppose then, as my initial assumption was correct, this is tied to specifically Tsimitsa.
I guess I can keep it on until
I mean,
get...
if anything, and she passes over to Olivia.
I can try it on if you'd like.
I can always cut off your finger in time. Just give me the sign.
Sure. Olivia takes the ring, begins to put it on. Can I have something? Right. As soon as the finger begins to pass through the ring, Olivia backs off, like flinches the finger away, shaking it, and you see some ashes falling off, like it dissolved the top layer of skin.
Interesting. So both of us had the same reaction. Or perhaps because Jasper tried it on first, maybe it got bound. Well, I suppose, Jasper, you'd have to keep it.
Was this not part of Bhakta belonging?
Yes. Much like those mage rings that we had, but his has the Tsimitsa clan image.
Doesn't have any living magic.
Well, those experiments might lead us to discover why it does. And Olivia basically hands it over to Jasper.
I can keep it on for the time being, see if anything changes.
I suggest that you keep it on when you experiment with what it does, not all the time, since you don't know exactly what would happen and what are you opening yourself to.
Jasper will put it on again just to see if something like that will happen to him as well, or if it was just it's just him apparently maybe putting on the ring first.
All right. Roll current willpower, please. All right. So choose 1 or 0.
Can I roll for it?
I mean, you already did.
Beat you.
It's entirely up to you if you want to choose one.
I mean, you
or
can
choose
roll
zero.
a 1d10. 1 to 5 is
Yeah, like
0.
first half, second half, or odd even.
Yeah, or odds evens.
Okay.
You can toss a
I'm
fucking
gonna roll a
coin.
d10. Let's go. So let's see.
This
Well,
is
I
the
guess
time
that's
to
a
do a
1.
friendly reminder, kids, that tabletop RPGs are soft gambling, but do not do the real gambling.
So, you choose 1?
Yeah, higher than 5.
All right. You all of a sudden, Jasper, blink a few times, and you find yourself no longer within the asylum, no longer in the office with your packmate. You're instead in feels like a long dirt road, markings of carriages dotting it. And in the distance, you see what looks like a mansion, maybe a castle. And it takes you a moment for your vision to sort of clear up, for you to notice there's a series of sort of vertical shapes all around you. Before you can make out what these things are, you blink again, and you're still in Iris's office, surrounded by her packmates. For the rest of you, Jasper puts on the ring, nothing happens.
Well, that was different.
What?
Did I teleport or something?
No.
Yeah.
I was sure that I was not here anymore and near a castle?
So you saw something?
Yes.
Well, perhaps the ring has some ties to something.
It
Either
felt.
way.
Did it felt any place that I have been before, Miguel?
Not even close. You didn't recognize anything.
Okay.
In fact, it didn't even feel like it was. It almost didn't feel real. It felt more like a vague, maybe a very, very distant memory that has lost all its detail.
I see. Well, I'll try to figure the ring out, I guess.
Very well. I'll leave that to you. Jack, I'll need you to stay behind so that we can iron out some details and questioning. As for
Sure.
Abel and Jasper, do you have anything else of concern for us to handle?
Well, not for you, Iris. More for Jack. Jack, you know Leo, your goal?
Yeah.
He has been partaking into drinking other kindred blood. Did that with what you want with that information, but I thought it would be best to give you a heads up.
And it is appreciated.
Anything else?
I'm as carefree as ever.
Abel, given those weird things with Isaac and Isaac bringing the gauntlet, are you able to find out where he is right now and to find out how much he was himself during that event?
I suppose I can have a chat with him.
Last we checked, he wasn't exactly around.
Fine. If he's willing to meet with me again, I will.
By the way, you met with him last time. What happened?
What did happen?
So, this is out of character. This is because at the time it was leave, but in character, you met for Isaac to basically tell you that he'd be away from town for a while, and that duties regarding your mutual occupation would have to be left to you and whoever you decided to tutelage for the time being. However, by now he should be back.
Well, yes, I'm sure he's back in town.
Very well.
He did have to leave for a while.
Then I'll leave that to you, because Jack had time lapses. Isaac brought the gauntlet from Ramon to him for some innate desire. It is good to look into it.
Very well.
But as for Jack, I'd like you to stay behind.
And I said I'm fine with it.
Good. Now, is there anything else we should be concerning ourselves with? Or can we call it the first successful and productive night?
Not for me. I have goals to figure out, but
You'll get to that after we finish.
All right. So, unless someone something, no. All right. In that case, as the night draws to a close, each of you their own way. Iris, you get the feeling that a certain pair of wolves rest their gaze upon you. Seems the end is near.
Wolves. Mm. Oh, those wolves, my wolves.
Well, I'll leave you to ponder that as we will end tonight's episode. We'll be back next week. The next episode of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to subscribe to both YouTube and Twitch. Have a good night.